Hey there, and welcome back to my live show. Welcome to everyone who's watching live. Welcome to those of you who are watching the replay. And thank you for those of you who always share my content. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. So, if you don't know me, I'm Shanta Prince, and I work with women coaches and service providers, and I help them to create their high ticket offers. I show them how to sell their high ticket offers so they can get some new paying clients. And then I show them how to build their personal brand so that they can maintain that kind of income coming in. And so today I want to talk about basically that, how to start your coaching business. But before we dive into it, I want to share two announcements. First of all, the Brand in Demand Bootcamp is coming up. We're kicking that off on May 16th. Grab your spot in the Brand in Demand Bootcamp by going to the link that you see right at the bottom of the screen. This is going to be my last Brand in Demand Bootcamp. So make sure you grab a spot, even if you've already been through it before. So that's free. It's a free 5-day workshop where I'm going into detail about how to get clear on your brand messaging. I talk about how to create content that captivates. I talk about how to create offers that sell. I teach you on how to put together your branding and marketing game plan. And it's a really great time. So it's a powerful week of transformation and downloads. You're going to get tons of ideas. You're going to get tons of inspiration, and you're going to get tons of know-how. So this is a no fluff week where I'm teaching you real content that you can actually use. Okay. The second announcement is at the link. If you see the link in the comments of this video, there is a link to sign up for the How to Start Your Coaching Business workshop. This is where I'm going into detail about how to actually start your coaching business. This is a 2-hour workshop and it's only $97. And no one is teaching the stuff that I'm going to teach you at this price. And so this one was a really special workshop that I wanted to offer because I asked my audience, I'm like, hey, if you guys could get on an affordable workshop with me, what would you want me to teach? And they said, we want to know how to start a coaching business. So my program, my main program is a $12,000 investment. Okay. So in this 2-hour workshop, I'm teaching you the same things that I teach my clients, but I'm cramming it all into a nutshell. And you're going to leave with enough information to actually go out and start getting new clients. And so there's a lot of different things I'm going to be talking about, but it's basically like a 2-hour crash course to get you going. So if you're in a place right now where you're like, I just need somebody to show me what to do, and I'm going to do the work and grow my business, this workshop is for you. I don't have let me see. I have some spots remaining at $97. So the workshop is $97, but after all of my $97 spots are going, it's going up to $197. This offer is designed to be a no-brainer. It's designed for you to understand, okay, this is going to be really great, and the investment is something that's it's a no-brainer investment. Like, okay, $97, I can pay that right now and get my spot in this workshop. So today I'm going to talk about how to start your coaching business. And in the workshop, I'm going to go deeper into detail about how to actually get started, how to get clients, and so much more. So just to give you an overview of some of the things that we're going to talk about, I wanted to use today to go talk about some of those points that I'm going to hit inside of the workshop. Just so if you're brand new, you can really start getting the understanding of what is going to take to get started. If you're that person, you're like, okay, just give me the big picture so I can start focusing on those things that I need to do. Today, this moment is for you, okay? So first of all, when you're starting a coaching business, sometimes you think you need all of this stuff when you really don't, okay? So for example, when I had my first baby, I thought I needed all the things. Like I had everything. I had the wipes warmer, I had the diaper genie. Like I had all of this fancy stuff because I'm like, I need this, I need that. And I had like all of the things, right? By the time I got to my second baby, I was like, listen, I need some diapers, some wipes, and some onesies. That's it. That's all I need. But I thought that like I needed all the stuff. That was my first child. And I think probably most parents are like this. Like when you have that first one, you're like, oh my gosh, I need all the things. I need everything. By the time I had my second child, I was like, I can't believe I bought a white warmer. Like I can't believe I bought this. I can't believe I bought I bought that. I bought this expensive breast pump for my first baby, and she wouldn't even drink from she wouldn't even drink breast milk from a bottle. So that was a complete waste because I couldn't get the child to drink from a bottle. So I'm just saying all that to say that, like, when you're starting your coaching business, sometimes you feel like that. Like, I need all of the stuff. I need a fancy website. I need this. I need that. Now, I'm not going to be that one who tells you you don't need to have an email list or you don't need to have a website. I'm going to tell you you don't need those things to get started. However, if you want to build a business where it depends on where you're trying to go. If you're like, well, Shanta, I just want to do this for a side hustle. I just want to make a little extra money on the side to do whatever, right? Then I may tell you, okay, well, listen, if that's all you want to do, then let's get you going, right? However, if you want to make 6, 7, and 8 figures, I will tell you, okay, we need to implement these things. But the truth is, you don't need a website to get started. You don't need a sales page to get started. You do not. You don't need all of this fancy branding and all this expensive photography to get started. And I know that a lot of you think that you need those things to get started because you see people who have been building their business for 15 and 20 years, and you see them with all of this stuff and you think you need those things too, and it's just not true. Okay. You can get those things later. Okay. But when you're starting, if you haven't made, your first 6 figures, then you probably shouldn't be even worried about running ads. I mean, of course you can if that's what you want to do, but I encourage my clients to not even think about running ads until your offer is dialed in and until you know for sure that people are actually interested in what you're offering and you've worked with a few people and you've got that thing dialed in. Then let's think about running ads, because there's so many ways that you can find clients without ads. That's what I'm going to be talking about in the workshop. I'm going to show you why you don't need expensive ads to find clients. And I'm going to talk about some ways that you can find clients organically, which means, for those of you for my newbies, organic means you don't pay for that. Okay. So when you run ads, you pay money to get that advertisement in front of people. When you use organic strategies, that's you putting in that sweat equity, right? For my real estate agents, y'all know what sweat equity is. For my real estate investors, you know what sweat equity is. That's when you buy that place, you buy that home, and you fix it up yourself, right? You get out that hammer and you get out whatever it is you need and you fix that thing up. That's called sweat equity, right? So when I say organic, I mean that's you putting in sweat equity. That is you putting forth the effort to go and find your ideal clients and connect with them in some way, okay? So it's easy to think, oh, I got to spend all this money on ads, when really you do not. So I'm going to talk about how you can find clients without paying for expensive ads. So we're going to cover that in the workshop. Okay. So when you grab your spot, you're going to get an email with all of the details about everything that we're going to be covering. And you're also going to get a few handouts. Now, I was messaging somebody the other day about the workshop, and she said to me, this is really good, but I know this is how you operate. And that made my heart warm, but it's also very true. I tend to give a lot of value. And those of you who know me already, you know that I tend to give a ton of value. And that's the whole idea of this workshop. So we're going to talk about, I just talked about how you think you need all the things to get started. So the first thing we're going to talk about in this workshop is exactly what you need to get started. Okay. And most likely it's not the stuff that you think you need. Okay. So then I'm going to talk about why you don't need expensive ads to find clients. We're going to go over some ways that you can find clients without spending a penny on ads. Now, I was the person who I did everything with Facebook ads because I used to write Facebook ads for clients and for myself. And so anything that I wanted to do, I would just run an ad. Okay. Run an ad, get people to my workshop, and I would do whatever, put my workshop on and sell my program. However, now I really enjoy connecting with people. And I'm learning that. So I'll give you an example. I've done quite a few launches, but I want to talk about 2 launches that I've done and the differences between the 2. So one launch that I did, I made $25,000 in this launch. And so it was just not necessarily a handful, but it was a small launch. And it was a 25K launch. And during that launch, I organically brought these people to my launch, meaning I personally invited these people to my launch, and I had conversations with them, and I got to know them, and I got to know what they were dealing with, the struggles that they were facing, and I tailored my content to fit what it was that they needed from me, what they were going through at that time. And that launch converted very well, even though it was a small launch. Okay. Now I did another another launch, and this launch I used ads. And this launch, the conversion was very different. It brought in more people. However, because there was no like real interaction and real connection, I did not really connect with these people. They came in through ads, and the conversion was way different. Even though it was more people, it was significantly smaller. And I believe that the reason why it happened that way is because I did not implement a strategy to connect with people, that the people that came in through ads, right? And so I'm saying all that to say that when you connect with people on an organic basis, then your conversion rate, they're more likely to want to buy from you because they feel more connected to you and they trust you more. Okay. If people are coming in through ads and you don't have a way to connect with them and build a relationship with them, your conversion is going to be lower. Okay. When I say conversion, I basically mean, in this sense, I mean buyers. Okay. A conversion is when you get someone to take the specific action that you want them to get, whether it's buy your program, buy your product, join your group, whatever that action is you want them to take, and they take that action, that's considered a conversion. In this case, I wanted people to buy my program, and the conversion rates were very different based on the relationship and the connection that I built with them. So I show my clients how to connect with their audience and connect with people on a regular basis. And it's completely authentic and it's completely organic. And that changes the game, especially now during the times when COVID started. We were encouraged to stay away from, avoid public appearances, and avoid public gatherings, and stay at home as much as you possibly can. And then when we started going out more, it was stay 6 feet away from everybody. And so during a time where isolation is being encouraged, it's so important to really connect with people and find out what they need first. Okay. And we're going to talk more about that as well. So the other thing is, what I'm seeing is lots of people don't know how to take an ideal client who's interested in their program to becoming enrolled in their program. And I'm going to teach that in the workshop as well. I'm going to show you how to take an ideal client who's interested, how to take them from that point to enroll in your program. And what that really is, it requires you to have a process in place. And I'm going to show you how to put your process in place so that you can take your ideal client. So if someone says, hey, what's your program about? Or how to start a conversation with people who you think will be a great fit for your program in a way that's not, it's not messy, it's not salesy, but it's elegant and it's strategic. And you know exactly what it is that you're doing. And the goal of the conversation that you're having with people. None of us like to, hey, Tara, yes, ma'am, come on back for the replay. So none of us like getting those messages where it's someone, either you haven't talked to this person in a long time, or it's someone that you just accepted their friend request and they just spam you with this sales message. None of us like that, right? And so I was just talking to a client earlier this week, and I talked about how there's so much controversy about using the direct messages to close sales. And I'm talking to a client who closes sales in the direct messages. She uses the direct messages to close sales. And that is her strategy. This client does not like launching. I love to launch. Like, I love teaching. If you haven't noticed, I love teaching. Anything that I know, I love to teach it. I love to share knowledge, and I love to download knowledge too. That's why I keep going back to school. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about going to school right now, but I'm not ready to write papers yet. So, but I love knowledge, and I love to share knowledge. And so I like to launch because I like to teach. That's how I close sales. I have a client who does not like to launch, and she closes sales in the direct messages. Now, I see controversy all the time about this, and I think the main controversy that comes with using direct messages is that some people don't know how to use the direct messages. And that's why people are like, well, why? Because when you message people the wrong way, it comes off the wrong way. Right. And that's how you get unfriended and you get deleted and you get blocked because you don't know exactly what to say in the messages. Okay. And that is where the struggle is coming in. So some people are like, I'm getting these messages from people, and no, what's happening is you're getting messages from people who don't know how to use the direct messages, and it causes a lot of frustration. And then you have someone like my client, for example, who crushes it in the direct messages. And I tend to enjoy the direct messages as well. But sometimes, of course, you come across people who are like, I do not want to talk to you. Why are you even sending me a message? Why you even sending me a message, right? So I do teach my clients on how to connect with people in the messages so that they can actually close more sales. And um, so the other thing is having something in place where you understand how to take an ideal client from interested in your program to actually enrolled in your program. We're going to talk about that in the workshop. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Okay. Then the other thing is that when you're starting a coaching business, you have to have a plan for how you're going to get clients. You also have to understand the difference between money generating actions and then actions that don't generate money. Now, I will give you a great example because I've been there and done that. So one of the things is me, for example, I have always built my own websites. And so I have the technical knowledge because I was in the Navy and I was in IT. So I work with computer systems, networking systems, coding, and different aspects of technology. And so that comes in handy for me when I'm ready to do something with technology. And like, for example, I called my host company once because I wanted them to do something for me. I think I needed them to restore my website or something along those lines. And I contacted my hosting company and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's going to cost you." I think it was like $159. And it wasn't that I didn't have the $159. It was just that I knew that that action can be done within a couple of keystrokes. And I was like, I have to pay you $159 for you to hit a hit a couple of keys, right? And so I went and did it myself, and it took me like 2 minutes. Okay, and so so when it comes to technology, that is like that's my jam. So what happens with me is because I love technology. Sometimes I get so sucked into the technology parts of things. Those are things that are not making me any money. Okay, if I go and spend two hours on my website and then I go and spend another 2 hours creating graphics, those are not money generating activities because that I'm not making any direct income from that unless someone is paying me to do those things for them. Okay. And so inside of the workshop, we're going to talk about money generating actions so that you're not spending all of your time doing things that drain your energy but don't add to your bank account. Okay. So we're going to talk about those things that you should be doing every single day to build your coaching business. Y'all, you listen, I'm telling you, you're not going to find this type of information at this price. Okay, so this is a really a special class. So if you click the link in this by under this video, you can go ahead and grab your spot. I still have some $97 spots left. And after that, the price goes up to $197. The workshop is this Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. So you don't have a lot of time to be on the fence, right? So go ahead and make that decision and jump on in here. All right. So now the other thing about when you get ready to start your coaching business is you sometimes you don't have a lot of time, right? I talked a little bit about this a second ago where you really got to have a plan, not just for how you're going to grow, but you need a plan for what you're going to do with your time. Some of us have a lot going on. We've got families, we've got children, we've got ministry responsibilities. Some of us have full-time jobs. Like we have a lot going on, and you could easily think, I don't have time for my business. If you're still saying you don't have time for your business, that means you're not serious enough about it. You're not serious enough about your business because we make time for things that matter to us. Okay. If it's really important to you, you will make time for it. And so what you have to do is you have to reprioritize and say, okay, I want to stop playing. I'm really tired of being where I'm tired of not serving the people that I'm called to serve. And I'm ready to focus and do this thing that God is calling me to do. Okay. So you've got to have a plan for what you're going to do with your time so that you have enough time to get those important business tasks done and have time for your family, have time for ministry, have time for work, and not burn yourself out. Okay. So, like, one of the things with me is I like to get my nails done, but sometimes I'm like so occupied and so busy that I'm like, oh, I don't have time to go get my nails done. But at some point, I'm like, my nails are looking too raggedy. And I will make time to go get my nails done. Like, right? Because I'm like, I cannot be out here with my nails looking this raggedy because I don't get like acrylics or anything like that. I just get my natural nails polished. And so, so when my nails grow longer, I'm like, I can't, like, I gotta go get this fixed, right? So eventually, I'll keep putting it off, and eventually, I'll make time for it. Now, with your business, you can't be like that. You cannot keep putting things off because we understand what happens when we procrastinate too long, right? We all know what it's like to procrastinate because I'm sure at some point in your life, in some area of your life, you procrastinated way too long and things happen, right? So if you wait too long to pay a bill, you might get some late fees, right? So there's consequences to procrastination. So we're going to talk about how to plan your day out so that you have enough time to get stuff done. And of course, I'm telling you, it may take a sacrifice and it may require you to get up sooner. I was just messaging a friend right now and I was like, I've been getting up earlier. So she was like, can you pray at 10? And I'm like, no, girl, because I'm trying to be in the bed by 10. Most of the time I'm in the bed by 10 or on my way to bed because I've been getting up sooner to take care of things that I need to take care of so that I can have time for my family and for the things that I enjoy doing. So it's just, the space that I'm in right now. So it's one thing um to be growing your business, right? And you're doing all the things. The really important thing is to make sure you're doing the right things. And that's what we're going to talk about because see there's this mindset that you have to do 40 hours a day, I mean 40 hours a week to grow your business. Well, if you're in your business full time and you have that kind of time, then by all means. However, you do not have to be stuck to your computer 10 hours a day in order to start getting some clients, in order to start growing your business. You just have to have your time properly planned out. Now, of course, it depends on where you are, right? If you're at a place in your business where you just got so much going on, you may have to put a little bit more time, but it still is not going to be 10 to 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours a day. Okay. So we're going to talk about that inside the workshop, how to plan your day out and making sure you're doing those generating actions. So you're not getting lost in the sauce, like how I talked about earlier when I get all into the website and I get all into the technical things because I actually enjoy it. But the only thing is I don't enjoy doing it for other people because it's to me it's stressful to be like doing it for somebody and then you have to like make sure they like it and you have to make sure the colors are right. So see, for me, I already know what I like, so it's easy to do. And but I'm saying all that to say that you have to understand the differences between what's making you money, what's not making you money, and making sure you're doing the right things. And I'm telling you, when you learn how to cut out the things that are not essential, you will start to move ahead so fast that you'll be like outpacing people who have been doing this for a long time, but they're doing the wrong things by you just taking time out to do the right things. You'll be surprised at how far you can get with 1 hour of focusing a day on the right stuff. Okay. We're going to talk about that in the workshop. Okay. And then I'm going to talk about 7 proven ways to launch your program and how to choose what's right for you. Because sometimes when you're thinking about launching something, you have this idea in mind, like, okay, I'm ready to launch my program. Wait, first of all, how do I launch this thing? And do I even want to do a launch? I just told you that one of my clients does not like to launch. And so I'm going to talk about a strategy for you too. If you don't like launching, we'll talk about a strategy that you can use to launch launch a program that's not like a full blown launch like how I do. So for those of you who have seen me do my workshops and things like that, webinars, I love some webinars. So we're going to talk about seven proven ways that you can launch a program. And if you really hate launching, then we'll talk about a strategy that you can use as well. However, I do encourage my clients to do launches because it's just so powerful. And I believe that if you are a coach, a mentor, a consultant, a service provider, it's important for people to see you in action. It's important for people to see that you know your stuff. Because sometimes when people see you or they hear you speaking or they see you teaching a point or they see you talking about a certain thing or they hear you sharing your story, those things are like client magnets. Those things draw people in. I remember doing a live event and live in-person event, and I had two ladies come to this event, and I did not know these ladies, and they came and they said, "We didn't even really know you or know what this event was going to be about. We just saw that you were a Navy veteran, and we wanted to come." So that was a part of my story that these ladies were like, "Oh, she's a veteran. Let's go. We got to go. We don't even care what it's about. Let's just get our ticket and go." And so, but they got that from hearing my story. And so you'd be surprised at like how much of a difference it can make when you're doing a certain kind of launch, the impact that it can have on people when they get connected with you, when they hear your story. So we're going to talk about the different ways that you can launch your program and how to choose the right strategy for you. Now, I believe that there's so many different ways to build a business. There really are. And one of the things that I see often is I see um, entrepreneurs trashing other entrepreneurs' method. Okay, I always like to use the webinar example because I happen to really enjoy doing webinars. But I like to use the webinar example because I've actually seen this. I've seen an ad that says webinars are dead, right? And basically, what someone is doing is they're saying webinars are dead. Do it this way or use this strategy, right? So I see that ad that says webinars are dead, and then I keep scrolling, and then I see another ad that says I just made $1 million doing webinars. And so, and I posted about this the other day because I know you've seen it too. Even if it's not the webinar example, you've probably seen it in another example where someone is saying, "Well, this way is the wrong way," or "This way really sucks," or "This way is dead." And then you see another person saying, "I just made 7 figures doing it this way," right? And so I see people like, they're trashing each other's method, but the truth is, there really isn't a wrong or right way, right? The key is finding what works for you. Okay. So I could say, "Oh, webinars aren't that great," right? Even though I really love webinars. Let's say I'm just saying, "Well, webinars aren't that great." So what you really have to understand is, the webinars like really suck, or did it just not work for you? Because that's two different things, right? Are webinars really dead, or is it just that webinars don't work for you? Okay. There's a huge difference. And so when we get into the workshop, we're going to talk about 7 different things that you can do and how to figure out which one is going to work for you. Okay. And I also encourage my clients to try different things because sometimes, you may try something and be like, "Oh my gosh, I love this." I was just talking to someone this morning and I was saying, "You know what? There's some things in business that I've never done before, but once I get into it, I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I wait so long to do this? This is amazing." And so you may do something and you may realize, "Oh my gosh, I didn't think I would like this, but I actually love it." So those are all the things that we're going to cover inside of this workshop, and it's only $97. Like I said, I designed this workshop to be a no-brainer. So it's a live workshop. It's happening on this Friday from 7 to 9, and we're going to talk about what you actually need to start your coaching business. We're going to talk about why you don't need expensive ads to find clients. We're going to talk about how to take an ideal client from just interested in your program to enrolled in your program. We're also going to talk about understanding money generating actions so that you don't spend all of your free time doing things that are just draining your energy but not adding to your bank account. Then I'm going to teach you how to plan your day so that you have enough time to finish those important business tasks. And then you're going to have time for your family, your loved ones, because most of us are doing this for our loved ones anyway. We want that freedom and we want to be able to afford the things that we need to afford for them. And so that's, most of us, I'm pretty sure And let me know in the comments if I'm right. I'm pretty sure that most of us are doing what we're doing so that we can have more freedom to be with our loved ones and afford those things. Whether you want to travel, maybe you want to be able to afford to take your family on vacation, or maybe you want to be able to afford to put your kids in private school. Whatever that is for you, this is why we're doing this. And we don't want to build a business that our family despises, right? Your kids, if they're like, well, can we go do this or can we go do that, and you never have time because you're always doing business stuff, your kids could grow to hate your business because all they think of is, the business is always taking mommy away, or the business is always taking daddy away. Hey, I can't see who this is. But you don't want your family to despise your business, right? You want them to love your business. You want them to be like, oh, mommy's doing a live video, I'm gonna be quiet because I know we're going on vacation. Or you want them to love your business, you want them to support your business, and you want them to be able to have the vision with you, right? So I'm saying all that to say that um, don't um, don't try to build your business in a way that's draining you and taking all of your time, but build it in a way that you can have that time with your family. You can have time to serve in ministry for those of us who are active in ministry. You can have time for self-care, to do the things that you want to do. Okay. Now for me, I'm huge on self-care. Now for me, I really enjoy going to the beach, and I enjoy going out to stores and just shopping from time to time, because that gets my hey Harmony, it gets my mind relaxed, like retail therapy, right? And for me, it could just be any of those things that I consider self-care. I like going for walks, right? And so you want to have time for those things as well, where you can just really have that time to enjoy what you're building. So for me right now, I'm in a space right now where things are shifting for me in business. And so right now I am spending more time in business than what I normally did, because I'm in a different space right now. So whereas I may have spent 2 hours a day working on a certain thing, and then another 2 hours working on something different, I'm tending to put more time towards certain things because I'm in a different space, right? But at the same time, like I told you, it's so important to have a plan so that you know what you're doing and when. Now, with me being extra busy right now, I had planned for this, right? So I already knew, okay, these next 3 weeks are going to be super busy for me because I'm working on A, B, and C, right? And so when you understand that, it's just less stressful. When you know, okay, I'm gearing up for a really busy time, it's less stressful because you've prepared your mind for that. You have prepared your family for that, and it just makes things so much easier. Okay, so we're going to talk about all of that in the workshop, how to get that day planned out so that you can do things that are less stressful. Okay, so for example, with me, with when I told you I like to get my nails done, but lately it has been so hard because I'm gearing up for some things. And so I used to have my nail appointment in my schedule. So I had my nails planned out, and I probably need to add it back, right? Because I took it out for whatever reason. But I had a certain day that I would go get my nails done every month, and because of that, it was less stressful for me, because I'm like, I plan to be here. Oh, okay. I thought, okay. Hey, Natasha, I thought you were saying Harmony. Um, so the thing is, so when I would be getting my nails done, like I'm a type A personality. So for me, if I'm getting my nails done, I'm looking at the clock like, okay, she gonna have to hurry up because I got stuff to do. I got a call coming up. I got this to do, and that took the enjoyment and the relaxation out of actually getting my nails done, right? But then when I put it in my schedule, it was like, oh, okay, I'm here to get my nails done, and because I've allotted for that time in my schedule, it became less stressful, and then I was just able to focus on just enjoying being in a quiet place and getting my nails done. So I probably should add that back to my schedule. And when we get to the part about talking about planning your day, I probably need to add that back to my calendar so that when I'm getting my nails done, I'm not stressed out. But I took it out because I had like so many other things that I was working on, and that was something that I had not included. But now that I'm thinking out loud, I probably need to go add that, y'all, because I cannot have my nails out here looking crazy. But and then we're gonna talk about 7 proven ways to launch your program and how to choose the method that's going to work for you so that you can be so right. It's so real. Oh my goodness. The stress that we bring on ourselves. Ooh, I'm telling you, prayer, prayer is the way for us because like everything for us is a 10, right? We're always on 10. It don't matter if we go into the grocery store, we on 10 because it's like, okay, look, we got somewhere to go. I'm always telling my husband, like, if we're like my husband and I, we cook together a lot. So a lot of times he'll cut up all of the vegetables for me because I put onions and bell peppers in everything, y'all. So he'll cut up the vegetables for me, and I like to cook with a lot of fresh food. So sometimes I make my own pico de gallo when I'm doing tacos. So he'll be cutting up the tomatoes and the cilantro and the onions and all that stuff. And if he's doing something, he stops doing it to talk. And so I can't even hear what he's saying because I'm trying to understand why you can't talk and cut at the same time. Like, or why you can't talk and sweep at the same, like I can't even I can't even focus on what you're talking about. Like why you can't do both, right? That's the type A for us, right, Natasha? That type A thing is real. So if you're anything like me, and if you're that type A type personality, this is going to be great for you because you're going to start seeing how you can plan things out and put things together, and making sure you're focusing on the right things. Okay, and right, it's so true. Always on 10 and ready for the next thing. That's why one of the reasons why I'm so forgetful, because if I'm doing something with my hands, my brain has already moved on to the next thing. I could be like picking up something to take it somewhere, like in the house, to do something with it, but my mind is already thinking about the next thing. And before I know it, I'm like, I just had this in my hand. Like, where did I put it? Because my brain had already moved on. It's like, look, if you focus on right now, like you're behind already. Because I'm always thinking about the future. I'm always on the next. I'm always on the next thing. And so having a schedule for people like us is so important because it relieves the stress. When you know you've got something, you got this thing planned out, you've got that time blocked out, you're like, okay, I got this thing. This is what I'm doing from this time to this time. Okay. All right. So the Brand in Demand Bootcamp is coming up. Go to brandindemandbootcamp.com. This will be my last Brand in Demand Bootcamp. So make sure you grab your spot. It's my free 5-day workshop for coaches, mentors, service providers. And I'm going to be teaching about everything from how to get clear on your brand messaging. That's super important, especially right now when people are having a difficult time staying focused, right? Because we understand that there's so many different things going on in the world right now. It's very difficult to stay focused. And so because of that, you got to be able to have a message that's clear and is attractive to your ideal client. So we're going to talk about that in the Brand in Demand Bootcamp. We're also going to talk about how to create content that captivates. I'm going to teach you how to build authority. I'm going to show you how to create offers that sell. We're also going to talk about how to put together a branding and marketing game plan. So go to brandindemandbootcamp.com to grab your spot. It's a free 5-day workshop. I promise you that if you give me your time, I promise to bring the value. Okay. That's the deal. You give me your time, I'm going to give you the value. Okay. I don't like wasting people's time. I don't like disrespecting people's time. So when you show up, I'm going to make sure that you have immense value. And for those of you who have been through any of my workshops, you already know how I do. You already know how I deliver because I genuinely want to see you win. Like I'm rooting for you and I want to see you win. So I always make sure I bring the value. Okay. Now, if you want to sign up for the How to Start Your Coaching Business Workshop, click on the link in the comments of this video, and you can grab your spot in the How to Start Your Coaching Business Workshop. We're covering all the things that I just talked about. Okay, and if you for whatever reason don't see the link or can't find it, just send me a message. If you're watching me on Facebook, you can send me a direct message and say, "Hey, Shanta, can you send me that link?" If you got any questions about the workshop, just send me a message, and I'm very reachable. Okay. And I talk to people all day in the messages. Y'all already know I talk in the messages all day. So don't hesitate to send me a message. If you're watching me on LinkedIn, send me a message. Okay. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, go ahead and send me an email at info@shantaprince.com or come over to any platform where you can message me at. And I'm pretty much wherever you see me at, where there's a messenger, you can message me. Okay. So grab your spot in the Brand in Demand Bootcamp, grab your spot in the How to Start Your Coaching Business Workshop, and I'll see you there. Thank you so much, Natasha. I will see you there. And then I will see you back here next week at the same time. If you don't know, I'm live every Thursday at 12 o'clock noon. And I'm talking about all things branding, marketing, and sales for coaches, mentors, and service providers. Okay. So I'll see you back here next week at the same time in the same place. Have a great week, and I'll be seeing you again soon.